Did you miss me? Hello, everybody. Russell, Rambles 11. Hope you're all safe and well for your channel. Please consider subscribing, hitting the bell icon so you made it every time we put new content on. As always, we'd like to thank our channel sponsors, Untuck It. So, hope everyone had a lovely Christmas. God, it seems an age ago, didn't it, since we last spoke? Crazy times, but obviously, nice Christmas. Hope everyone had a lovely Christmas too. Let's see, we've got Jake. Jake got back in time. Well done, Jake. Everyone's got these new. Everybody does this streaming thing. We've got a new thing, a new like a look and feel. So everyone keeps playing around with it. So I'm playing with it at the moment. Do I like that? Do I prefer that or do I prefer the bubble? Oh, we'll go with the bubble. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Fo, good evening. God dear. Oh dear. How are you doing, my man? How you doing, my man? Obviously still hungover from Christmas, so you just kept a long one. Oh, we missed you too. Oh, well, we missed you too, Jake. What we got? Yep. Sure, Golden's in the house. Merry Christmas to you, Sure. When do you stop having to say Merry Christmas to people, having not seen them since Christmas? You know, pre-Christmas. When do you stop saying? And also, like in the new year as well. When it's the new year, when do you stop saying, "Oh, Happy New Year" to people, like at work and things? Is it in the first week? I don't know. All these questions. Anyway, hope everyone is bright and breezy. Oh dear. Has anyone done anything? Has anyone left the house in the last 72 hours? 96 hours? Obviously, I had to go to the football, which was great. Angus is here. Oh dear. I'm just going to play around with this. Let's go bubble. Let's go with block. I don't know. I quite like the block. I'll be honest. I quite like the block, but the bubble the bubble's quite fancy, isn't it? I'll give them that. Yes, we're on fire. Do the bigger one. I like to see people's throws of me. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. There we go, Phil. We'll go with a block for you, just for you, Phil, just so you can show everyone the Premier League trophy. There we go. Is it Christmas or happy Christmas? Yeah, surely Merry Christmas. You'd imagine so. I did drop some presents at the families. Very nice. Good. Sure. I hope you're well. Hope you didn't eat too much over Christmas as well. I think you should stop. I think you should stop Christmas saying Merry Christmas on New Year's Eve. Then you take over. Then when is it Happy New Year? When do you stop saying Happy New Year to people? Because obviously everyone will go back to work properly on the Monday, and emails flying around, messages and stuff. When do you stop saying Happy New Year? That's the question. I don't know. Steve, hope you're well. Thanks for coming on, my man. No, do you know what? I'm going to go back to the bubble. I'm going back to the bubble. Sorry. I think it looks nicer. If they had the bubble with the bigger circle, it'd be better. Anyway, so what's been happening since? Obviously, I had a busy Christmas for me. Christmas because obviously Christmas Day. Obviously, it was Christmas Day, and then yesterday was my anniversary. Me and my wife, 9 years have been married. It was a West Ham wedding. You'll be pleased to know. I only asked for one thing, and that was for the actual the color. What do you call it? Like I want to say the color palette, but it's not the color. I just want to say what colors for the wedding, which was claret and blue, but that's the only thing I asked. And our first dance was I'm for a blind bubble was the D Martin version. Classy. So 9 years, me and my wife. So this year was cut to the Big 10, and also it's the Big 4-0 for me this year as well. So busy times. Stop saying it mid-Jan. I always forget if I've wished it or not. Yeah, good point. You have to have a cut-off point because you might have seen them before. So who knows? Lee, hope you're well, man. Hope you're well. So anyway, I thought we would do. See, that's the trouble with the bubble. With the new one is that the comments look really small. That's the only trouble with it. At my wedding, I had all the tables named after legends. We didn't have a sit-down dinner. We did. What did we do? We did that. We did. Obviously, all the bridesmaids were in sort of claret and blue type dresses, colours. All the gents had claret and blue cravat. They had blue, and I had cravats. I think I had that. And then they all had like all the groomsmen had like West Ham shirts as a present, and my wife had a West Ham shirt as a present, and I'm sure she was so enamoured with that. Rush, you don't look a day over 50. It's very kind of you, sure. That's it. Get me back down to earth within 30 seconds. Thank you, Fo. Yes. What's Wally doing? Wally's been very important. He's fixing the coffee. That's the important thing, right? Okay, so we had the 2-2 against the old bogey team of Brighton the other day. What do you think about that, guy? I mean, first half weren't great. Second half a lot better. But again, and again, me being the half glass full type guy, we came back twice, and we kept on. We came back. West Ham teams of the past, that would have been 3-0 loss, easy. And so yeah, it's I was still excited by the fact that we came back and we actually got something out of the game, which was really surprised me. Is Russ boss? She technically by birth she is, but not really, if that makes sense. So her family was, but she is a West Ham widow, to be honest. Flo, yes, doesn't have a choice. Exactly. She's stuck with it. What we got here? My wedding. Was my wife the official? Oh, sounds lovely. Just you, your wife, the official, and a photographer. That sounds really cool, man. That sounds like a really nice wedding. Anyway, this isn't the wedding chat. Maybe we should do a whole episode about wedding chat. What I was going to do was talk about the game tonight. They're coming thick and fast, these games over Christmas, and we're obviously playing Southampton tonight. Now, on Amazon Prime, it's on tonight. I quite like it on Amazon Prime. Do you know what I mean? I quite like the coverage on Amazon Prime for like the true second screen experience. I quite like it because if you watch it on your phone, you got there and you got your what is it all your stats underneath. Well, and look at that. Got my Hammers 11 pop sockets. Who knows? Available maybe soon. But I like Amazon Prime's coverage, and you can change the commentary team as well. I think it's good. I think it's quite good. In terms of when it's on, do you know what? Sure, I believe it's the evening game. Again, it is 6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock UK time, so that'll be 12 o'clock Canadian time, I believe. So yeah, it's quite good. Southampton, one of those games, isn't it? Oh, God, just get excited about it. Not my thing. One of those games that I get excited on. Southampton, a funny team, aren't they? For us, we always quite play. That's it. I'm going to say it, but we always play quite well against Southampton. But that was the old Southampton. This is a different type of Southampton, I think, here. So, as Steve says, Southampton haven't won their last league game of the year since 2010. It's always something West Ham, isn't it? Always something. Enter West Ham. Yeah, it would be because obviously the next game will be after the new year. Will be in 2021. Where's that year gone, man? Where's that year gone? It's crazy, isn't it? It's only 11 a.m. I work nights. Fuck that. There we go. Okie dokie. I really like the theme tune on Amazon's football coverage. I think I think they've shaken up the game a little bit in terms of how things are coverage. BT Sport is very similar to Sky Sports in terms of their output, but Amazon's totally different viewing experience, particularly if you're watching on your phone with like the second screen thing. I really like that. And so yeah, so what we got here? As negative as the last lineup was, I'm pretty. Do you know what? I'm really positive today. I'm very positive about West Ham. I'm always that positive because I think you have to be, otherwise you'd end up not being a West Ham fan more than anything. But yeah, I think the selection, the starting lineup last week probably wasn't the best. I think that's fair to say. But again, we kept on plugging, and the second half we've got options. There's options. We can completely. I remember, like, Christ, sometimes, in not too distant future, that past rather not future, that we didn't have those options. We were literally sort of like taking people on and replacing like for like. With a case of a couple of different substitutions, maybe even one player, we can completely change our team round, and that's really cool. That is really cool. That means come half time, you're not going, oh, it's going to be much the same. We take off him and bring on him, and that nothing's going to really change really. But with our team, we have those options now, and I think that's really, really interesting. Oh my god! In the preview to the game, we got positive on Amazon. Yeah, the coverage of Amazon Prime, I really like. I'll be honest. And as Jake says, he doesn't like BT, so there we go. There we go. So Leeds getting ready for a good match to watch. West Ham win 3-1. I think so. I do fancy us. It's so weird because, like, we didn't play particularly well first half last game. Second half, hopefully, we're a lot better. And we know the reason. I'm not going to go into the reasons. I think why we don't play very well the first half, similar to probably why we didn't play very well against Chelsea. It was a lot slower. The game, it just through the midfield, it was a lot slower as well. And players were slightly more restricted, I think. Second half, there was a lot more fluidity. That was for sure. Lanzini looked sharp. He did look really sharp. Yama could have probably kept on Bowen and Yama personally, but he set up the goal, so he always does. He's got his one trick. He's literally a one trick pony, but that trick is very good. That little chop back inside, and it's going to happen because he's always on the right hand side, but he has to do it. And so I just don't think I don't think it's all doom and gloom. Do you know what I mean? It's like we still came back. We still got something out of the game, and again, that's something which hasn't been always the way of West Ham. We never look like we're down. We never look like we're down and out. Even the Chelsea game, to be honest, we were 3-0 down and we were still having a go, weren't we? We were still having a go. So I think keep it tight. Let's play, Deck, Souček in the middle, Lanzini. I'd start Lanzini if we can. And then 60 minutes, bring on Barama. I don't think you should start. And I do agree with and I know Moyes has sort of come out and said, we're not starting him because he does give the ball quite. Let's be critical about Barra. He's a fantastic. There's no doubt he's an incredibly skillful player and he's incredibly exciting to watch. But he does give the ball away quite a bit. If you watch him, a lot of things don't come off, and he's almost like trying to think 5 steps ahead. And so in the Premier, you can't keep giving the ball away. So maybe when I think he's a good impact player at the moment until he gets into the game and really sort of knuckles down a little bit. Let's see what we can get here. We've got I like Amazon Prime theme music better than the Skies music. There we go. That's the second person who's don't seem to get repeats on Prime when the game is going on. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know, Richard, to be fair, because most times I watch the Prime games, I'm usually watching it at the grounds. I'm not really sort of I haven't really got time. I like watching Harry. Like to announce in the Palace game yesterday. Harry's great. Harry's good, isn't he? He's good. Big fan of Mr. H. Is the legend of West. I don't think it's been tarnished. I think it's a realization that it's coming. He can't do what he did 2 years ago. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think everyone's sort of, no one's openly criticised him at all. I think it's the fact that he basically is, and to his own admission, he's fit. He knows he's going to be one of those 3, but to be honest, he's more likely to be one of the 2 with 15 minutes to go to tighten it up. That's going to be his role, and he knows that, and we know that. No one really openly criticised Mark Noble, but they just said that he was, his time's up, so to speak, or from being a first teamer, a regular first teamer. I think that's fair enough. You know what I mean? But can we get Harry back as man of gold? Yeah, and to be fair, that time was the most exciting time to be a West Ham fan in my short fan experience at West Ham. That was fun. He was a great manager in terms of, but I just think now we need a bit of solidity. We need I think Moisey is still the right man for the job. That's for sure. I think 1 or two sort of not dodgy team selections, but he was trying things differently. He was clearly giving people a rest as well. I would like to see, maybe I didn't see Fornals back in today, rather than just that energy. We missed a bit of energy in that third midfielder. Do you know what I mean? that sort of left-sided midfielder. We missed that energy that we didn't have. Second half we had a bit more, but that's we had Lanzini running about a bit more. So we'll see. Free Benrahma, yeah. For me, though, I don't think so. So the manager's fault, not Mobile. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we always say, as long as people try, and there's no denying anytime Mark Noble comes on the pitch, he will try. For whether it's 90 minutes, 60 minutes, 15 minutes, he'll be lugging his guts out. There's no denying that fact at all. But it's how you utilise him. He's still an asset, a tremendous asset to the team and to the squad. And I think there's no doubt that's going to be done. And so for me, I think for Mark, I think it's how that's managed, that process. Of course he wants to play. Of course he wants to play. There's no denying the fact he wants to play. But for me, I just think sometimes and I think, sentimental and stuff like that, but he's a 15-20 minute man. That's what he should do. We're 2-0 up, we're 2-1 up, or we just need something, a little bit more energy in the midfield. With 20 minutes to go, he can come on and just make some big things. Moy said Barney gives the ball. I think he gives the ball away. He does give the ball away, in my opinion. If you watch him for 90 minutes, like when he plays, at the moment, I don't know if it was when he played for Brentford, but he tries a lot of things and the ball does. But I think we all give the ball away a bit too much. I think we're trying to do too much creativity sometimes, and he's so keen to do stuff, which is brilliant. I think I tend to agree. I'll be honest, I tend to agree. I might not be in the minority there, but for me, it's my thing. I know he has to give him a proper chance. He has to give him a chance. But don't forget also, I mean, he's ready-made to be starting at Stockport, innit? The cup game, that's the game you want to put him on because we're playing a lesser team. He can really shine, and he's clearly a confidence-based player. And so I'd have him starting, obviously, against Stockport and absolutely ripping the defence a new one. And it just makes perfect sense. It's a 60-minute man at the moment. 60-minute sub for me. Impact, bring him on. Lots of pace, lots of excitement. He's exciting every time he picks the ball up. There's no denying the fact he's really exciting. But for me, sometimes he's a little bit frustrating at the moment because I think he's trying too hard. Very similar to remember Tevez when he first joined us and ran about the whole pitch like a blue ass fire, didn't he? And then Curbs made him stay up front, and then he became the relatively, West Ham great in a very short amount of time, considering how many games he played. If Harry came back with side Nico Cranchia, is he still about, Nico? Leo, I agree, but eventually the fans will turn. No, I don't think they will turn him, though. It's not his. Again, it's the. And this is no disrespect at all, but it's the Colton Cole attitude. He's Colton Cole and Ian Dowie and plays like that. They give their all, and it wasn't their fault they weren't technically good enough. Now, Marky's I'm not saying he's that at all, but I think he gets a lot more license given than other players, and it's clear that and the fact is he can't play two lots of games, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. But Russ, have you ever done drugs? No. Pretty boring like that. Anyway, next question. I'd rather play take a chance. True. Yep, I get that, Fo. Totally. But if that's the detriment of losing the ball against a very, very tricky side like Southampton, that's my issue. It's who you give the ball away to. If you're playing, no disrespect, but you're playing Sheffield United and you're giving the ball away to them, they're not going to hurt you with blistering pace. With someone like Southampton will. With Walcott, with Walker Peters, they've got some players to hurt you. So that's why I would not start Barami until the Stockport game. Get him playing that Stockport game, 90 minutes, showing himself and getting loads of confidence, and then start building him in regularly. I do agree with Moyes. I'll be honest. I'm probably one of the minority, but I really, really do, because I do. Obviously, I watch the game when I'm at the ground, and we do seem to. He's exciting. I know because Martin loves him. Martin Godwin loves him, and we talk about, because obviously he went to a lot of Brentford games because he lives very close to Brentford, and obviously West Ham are playing at home, and he loves him. And there's no doubt that he's a fantastic player. There's no doubt he's an incredibly skillful player. But it's how you harness that. You almost want to. Nowadays, it's really tricky, isn't it? It's really tricky to have a player like that who's that sort of, you'd want to be a free roll, wouldn't you? For him, you want him to be a free roll and just pick up the ball anywhere. But the free roll game is out. You don't get that free roll position now in the modern day. But anyway, that's my opinion. Hasn't got the legs for Premier League. He might even struggle to him. Not for 90 minutes, but I think he can still do. He's integral to the West Ham squad. That 15 minutes is integral to West Ham as a club, and having the ability to come on for 15. Mark's not a very honest man, isn't he? When he'll know his time's up, he'll hang his boots up. But there's still a lot of miles in there, mate. There is, but it's how it's managed. That's that 15 minutes. It's maybe starting against Stockport in the cups, getting 90 minutes under your belt, and then in all the cup games, and then there's 15, 20-minute spells when we really need him to just tie it up, bring him on. Just that's what you need. That's what you need. Spot on. Hopefully that's probably to me. Anyway, I won't vote. He's such an icon. I know his mum through his sister cleaning for her. Well, there we go. So I think you won't be. Yeah, we have at least three attacking common, mate. Yeah, we need at least 50. It's 3 attacking players. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens come January. In terms of how things work, how things are strengthened, in what capacity. In my opinion, I still think we need another sort of Antonio up front. We know that Haller doesn't work in that formation. The other option is to work up with a formation where it can work with Haller. So you've got your plan A, but that plan B, that's something which needs to be sorted. I think still needs to be sorted. They sort of I thought they were going to start playing that way in the second half against Brighton, because Yarma sort of pushed quite up front quite a bit, and I thought they were going to play Yarma and Haller up front as two, which would have been a pretty awesome up front pairing, to be honest. But they didn't, and I think it's going to be interesting. I mean, there's so much. I mean, it's West Ham, isn't it? We don't know what's going to happen. We never know what's going to happen with West Ham. That's why we love them. But I think a lot depends in the next few games. God forbid, touch wood, we don't get any injuries over these next few games, because obviously they're coming thick and fast. And you need a squad now. We know you need a squad, particularly with COVID coming in, and whatever happened with City yesterday, very bizarre. But having sort of 5 or 6 first teamers contract COVID can happen very, very quickly, particularly with a new variant. So you need a good squad who could be adaptive as well, because you may have in training been working on one type of formation, and say that Antonio, whatever, he comes down with COVID or whatever, then you need that backup, rather than having to redo the whole system over the Christmas period, over that game as well. So it's it's going to be interesting. I think there's going to be a lot of like loans going back and forth from teams. There's going to be a lot of games still to play. People are going to get injured, because they will do a lot of muscle injuries, because naturally you would do when you're going around playing all these games all over the place all the time. So, and I don't think we've got another home game until, is it the 16th? I think the 16th is what's the name? So who knows? No. Oh, is it because you called him Lightning? Is it because Phil's called Lightning because he was really quick on the quiz? Now I think that was some mentioned that. I feel like such an old bloke. Ben, hope you're well, mate. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for joining us. We're just talking about the Southampton game tonight. So, like predictions, scores. What does people think it's going to be? I think it's Lee or something. He said 3-1. I'd probably go with that. I'm going to go with. I think it's going to be a bounce. I think it's going to be a bounce tonight. It's Southampton's one of those games, always one of those games away, particularly where we do seem to put in a good performance, a 2 or 3-0. Now I've said it with Gangsters, but it's what it is. For me, I think I'm going to say 2-0. 2-0. I'm going to go 2-0, I think. If Kent was here, he'd go for a 2-2 because he always goes for 2-2. Russ, have you ever fought ever hooligans? No, I haven't. I once got glassed, almost got glassed when I was in Celtic. I was in Glasgow for the Celtic West Ham friendly many years ago, but I've never been in a fight with a hooligan. So there we go. Thanks for your questions. What's glassing? When you get a glass bottle, and you glass them. Like they had like proper like old fashioned bar fighting in the old Western movies. That's what a glassing is. Southampton missing a few key players. They are missing a few key players. But we are as well, really, aren't we? To be fair, in essence, we're missing, Masuaku. We're missing Antonio. I mean, those two themselves are quite key for us, aren't they? Not as many as Southampton, I don't think, but obviously because the fact that Ings still out, isn't he? I think so. But they've still got a good team. They've still got a good squad. They got a good manager. They got a good system. They got a good setup, and I still fancy us. I do still fancy us, but yeah, Jake. I'm always confident, man. I think you've got to be these times. At the end of the day, we're still in that. We are still in the top half, aren't we? Got to check because sometimes everything moves. Tables. Yeah, I mean, we're still in the top half of the table. We still have a positive goal difference as well. When's that ever happen? Particularly when you look behind us, we've got Wolves at -5, Leeds. Don't know where did Leeds come from. They were like Leeds at -5, Palace at -9. We're the last ones with a positive goal difference in the league. So. And everyone in the top 10 has got a positive goal difference. That's interesting, isn't it? And so, I mean, if we win today, I mean, they're fourth, we're fifth. So they're ninth, we're 10th, rather. What did I say? They're ninth, they're 10th, we're 10th. If we win, we probably won't go above them unless it's a 3 or 4-0. If it's 4-0, no, we'd have to get 5-0. So that's not going to happen. So we're going to keep 10th, but we'll solidify that position against 11th, against Wolves. And I think then we can look into going into the new year. We'll be 10th. That ain't bad. We hopefully if we win, we'll have 25 points, 4 points off the 11th spot. That ain't bad, is it? That ain't bad for me. I'm happy with that. Don't tell he's a key player. No, I will. Of course I will. Always will. What's the trophy called for the team that wins the league? The Premier League trophy. There we go. Thanks, Sure. I like the fact you just asked questions. It's a learning process. I appreciate you coming on, man. When people threw bottles at the game, someone threw a smoke grenade and he hit me in the jaw and they kicked it towards me. There we go. That one's for you, Phil. 10th, just. Not faux. Again, that is such a West Ham thing, isn't it? 10th and then just. It's that just bit is such a West Ham thing. We're 10th, man. We're 10th. Come on. We are massive. We're not gone. Have not gone off us, but I think we're great. So you're right. A couple of Villalas. I mean, to be honest, Dunk's goal was technically a handball. It's very difficult if it was a harsh one to call, but I think it was a handball. Then you've won 2-1, and there's another one. It's all these little bits and bobs. They do all sort of even themselves out. We've had a few the other way, haven't we? Really, but it is what it is. But so 2-2. You're going for older Desmond for Ben. Let's hope Mings is out. Is he out? I don't know. Hopefully he's out. Let's have a look. Is there a preview of it? Southampton, we've got a preview. Could be up to 4 weeks. What we reckon? Oreo Romelo is available. We'll make changes. It's BBC will make changes after David Moyes admitted he got his team selection wrong. And obviously Antonio is returned from training following a hamstring. Southampton were a bit subdued in their draw. Yeah, I mean, they said they have some key pens missing. So, yeah, Vestergaard, Ings, I think Romero's back. So, yeah, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be an exciting game. It's going to be two teams. Hopefully, we'll play the, Dek, Souček, and a Lanzini, or even Fornals is fine for me. I mean that third role, and be quite an open game, I reckon. So, are you watching? Still, he's more worried about his beer glasses and my lemonade glass. Well, those glasses, and that's the thing. I think we're at what are we on now? I think we're on now. Let me have a quick check. Someone told me that we're on quite high. I don't never really look at the subscribers list. What we got? Let's have a look. Studio. What we got? We're on 8,259 subscribers. Wow. So yeah, if we get 10,000 subscribers, that'd be amazing, because then we can do our merch store through our channel, which would be incredible. So you may get there, by the end of January or something. That'd be mental. But yeah, then we'll get some better glasses and Stel. No, we won't get. No, Stel can do the glasses. I'll do something else. I'll do the mugs. Are you guys watching the World Juniors? The World Juniors what? The World Juniors what, sure, man? Don't know. Junaid Jaw. Who do you think will start today, Russ? I think, well, we know that I'm pretty sure it's nailed on that Noble's not going to start today, because Moyes has come out and said he didn't, he got his team selection wrong. And to be honest, there's only one person in that team selection which wasn't previously. Because I thought Ben Johnson did quite well on the left. I'm happy to play Ben Johnson on the left again in that sort of Masuaku role anyway. I'd play the back three as it is, Kufau and Johnson, and then my mid three. So was it 1, 2? So that's 5, 6. I actually count 5, 6, and then we'll play Souček, Rice, Lanzini. I would pick, and then Bowen. Haller, is that enough? Fabianski. Obviously, he's got Fabianski. Then I put Johnson, Cresswell, Balbuena, Oggy, and then Kufau, and then Souček, Rice, and Lanzini, and then Bowen and Haller. That's what I would do. So that's the only change. That's the only change, I think. This time last year was 16th. Thank you, KD6. Thank you. We were 16th, 16 points, minus 10 goals. We're now 10th. We've got a +2. Is it +2? We've got goal difference and 22 points. And it makes a massive difference. Although if we were 16th this season, we'd be on, well, pretty much exactly the same, 13 points. -6 is Brighton. So not much difference. But yeah, it makes a massive difference. But to confirm, I never threw anything at the police, Your Honour, or coach. I was caught in the crossfire. I was merely caught in the crossfire. Of course, Phil. You keep saying that, mate. We'll believe you. No, sorry, I'm not a hockey man. Not a hockey man at all. Sorry, sure. I know you're Canadian, so you probably went into hockey, but not for me. Yeah, man, good start. Where would you start, Mr. Bowen? Or would you start him up front? I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. I think because it's a bit lopsided the way that formation works with Lanzini playing. Because you'd have sort of Souček and you'd have Rice, and then Lanzini is sort of left of the front three with Bowen. I mean, obviously people want to put Barama in, but I don't think we'll get him there. But because I think he there's too much. He gives too much of the ball away, in my opinion. But that's what I assume. So one change. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be what happens, to be honest. We need some more pace on the side. We do. We've got it, I think. We've got it, but I just think how it's utilised, for my opinion. So it is what it is, man. Is that your Frederick's plug? He's on the bench, though. Always on the bench, isn't he? Jonathan, hope you're well, man. Get more East End actors on. We'll try, man. We've had Perry and Jamie, haven't we? We hopefully when things get a bit easier, because I have these people who help me, who can help me get people in on the show, and they're all stuck in bubbles at the moment. And particularly in EastEnders, you'll see that in EastEnders, certain storylines are in bubbles, so you don't really see anyone else talk to each other. So yeah, it's a bit tricky, but but well, yeah, because I mean, guy who plays Scott, the guy who plays Jack, Uncle Jack. He's no, Uncle Jack. Is that Jack? Scott Massa. I don't know, Uncle Jack. Is that right? Yeah, he's a West Ham fan, a big West Ham fan, and then we'll start working on Danny. Um, and so yeah, we'll try and get as many on. I mean, Perry's a lovely bloke. Perry's a great guy, and Jamie's a top guy as well. So the guy, the actors who played Jay, is a lovely bloke. They're all lovely. Everyone's lovely. They've all got nice. Had some lovely Christmas messages from various people we've interviewed, which was really really sweet. Including Harry, including H sent me a Christmas, which was very sweet of him actually. So Phil's going Fab Kufal Baguana, Jewel. So you're going for it, man. You are going for it. You are going for it. I like it. It's a bit out there, but yeah. I mean, I have an issue. I have an issue with Saeed. I always have an issue with Saeed as a starter at the moment. At the moment, it's not saying that's still a couple of months time when he gets sorted a little bit. He just, for me, does give a ball away a little bit too much. That's my own opinion. As you told us, I think it's only right and just to. Yeah, I think I should watch some hockey, shouldn't we? Really, Gary, hope you're well, man. Thanks for coming on. We're here most lunchtime, so feel free to jump on, man. Diego Costa has been let go. I know. Isn't he going to go to Arsenal? I heard. But if he goes to Real Madrid, Seville, or Barcelona, they have to pay Atletico £23 million. So he won't be going to any of them, will he? To be honest. Yes, sure. What's your score prediction, man? What is your score prediction? That's the question we want to ask. That's it, Jack Branning. That's it, Uncle Jack. Lovely, top West Ham, big West Ham fan. There's a group of them, so it's Danny, Billy, Danny, Perry, Jay, and Jack. They're like the main nucleus of the West Ham lot from the current ones. Obviously, the old ones, God, you had Todd Carthy and Nick Berry and people like that were big West Ham fans as well. So, Danny would be amazing. Of course, he would be amazing. It'd be good. There's a list. I mean, I should really do that for the New Year, innit? Like have a New Year's resolution as my New Year's interview list of everyone I want. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do it for the last one before, maybe like New Year's Eve. We'll do a quick one lunchtime, and we'll say, right, okay, if you could pick anyone, and then we'll see how many of them we can get in the year. Give it a go, innit? Why not? If you don't set your stall out, I mean, I never thought this time last year that I would be doing this, and because I've only been doing this since April, it's a bit crazy, really. So let's see where we can go to next year. You know what I mean? It's like we're 8,250, I think, subscribers. We'll be at 10k. We'll get to 10k. Maybe it might be sort of mid to late January, I reckon. Maybe even earlier. Who knows? It might be a nice push from people to get us to 10k. Then we can. Then that puts you on a new another level, really. Because when people start seeing that you've got 10,000 subscribers, and it's like, wow, okay, let's see what we can get here, man. Maybe he wants to go back to Brazil. Maybe. John's a Millwall fan, but love the interviews, mate. Appreciate you coming on. Honestly, we have loads of fans from outside of the West Ham bubble. That works on two levels, doesn't it? The song and obviously COVID. So we have loads of people from outside the West Ham bubble who watch the interviews, and I really appreciate that. We try and get as many as we can. Try and make it as diverse as we can as well. Obviously the fans, it's about the fans, but where we can, we get ex-players on and stuff. We got a couple lined up for next year already, in the first sort of week or so. But it's a busy period for everyone, particularly on the football side. Obviously Christmas is a very, very busy period for everybody associated with football, but we'll see, man. Don't get it. That would be great, Phil, but Moyes wouldn't go. So yeah, amazing. Yeah, an interview, exactly, Jake. An interview bucket list. You should do one yourself, man. And then you never know, innit? I think. Did I do it on the back of here? This is my little book. You see, what my little book is a funny little book. In that I used to. Just going through it. See, I wrote a list. See, you won't be able to see it, but I wrote an original. I won't do it too fast, so you can't read it. But I did a list. of everyone I'd like to interview. And to be honest, I haven't gone through these, but I could probably tick quite a bunch of these off now. But yeah, there's a lot more I want to interview. And next year is a different year, isn't it? And who knows what's going to happen? To be fair, first lockdown, it was like shooting fish in a barrel because everyone was at home. Everyone was at home waiting to do stuff. And so, then it got a bit harder. Then the football started, then it got a bit harder. Then obviously people started going back to work and they got a bit harder. Now, who knows what's going to happen with this new variant, so, but, whatever happens, we'll be here. We'll still be, we won't have an 11 out tonight because I don't try to do them on game days because there's so much content out there. There's so many other YouTube channels doing their pre-match stuff and things like that. It gets lost a little bit. So we'll be doing, we'll have one up tomorrow and start again tomorrow. We had a couple of days rest. We did one Boxing Day, did one on the 27th. We did Dennis and West Ham Way on the 26th. We did Joe Seeley. That's a great one. If you haven't seen the Joe Seeley one, that's a really, really good interview. It's not just like talk about everything. I was talking about Housewives of Cheshire because his wife is obviously on that show, which I never really knew until about 2 weeks ago, to be perfectly honest. We talk about his dad, obviously losing his dad, the late great Les Seeley, the effect that had on him. Obviously, we got a bit deep because he got into drugs and stuff like that, but he comes at the other end. He's a top bloke. So yeah, is there any more East Enders that are West Ham apart from Perry? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I will find out. We will find out. Because I imagine there must be a couple more in there. I'm pretty sure the young lad as well who plays who's Billy's son. I'm pretty sure he's a West Ham fan as well. I'll check with Jake. Exactly, he ain't wrong. He used to work in Birmingham, so I know. I mean, I think it's a bit old fashioned now. All that rivalry stuff in it. I think it's what we got here. Steve Potts. So Steve Potts is one of the one but he's a very shy man. Very shy man. And even when we did have the Steve Potts appreciation night, he didn't come on or didn't say anything like that. So who knows? There are a couple of Millwall fans in Eastern. I'll make sure I won't interview them then, John. I interview them. Don't talk to them, do we? Get Jerry O'Brien on. Good shout. Good shout, Phil. Jerry O'Brien. What's Jerry O'Brien up to nowadays? Is he playing for Shamrock? I thought he was playing for Shamrock. Jerry O'Brien. What's Jerry O'Brien up to? Good shout though, Jerry O'Brien. I always try and make a note of these things because you never know. Jerry O'Brien, that's going on my list. He'll be interesting because I think Jerry was one of those guys who was a real, he came on, he played loads of different positions, didn't he? So I remember I wonder if you got him on. What? Sorry, Ben, I'm a bit lost there. It's Canvas. Who do you want me to get on? We'll see. Marco Boogers. I'm on it with the Boogers. That'd be awesome, isn't it? Oh, that'd be awesome. But Roberto. Oh God, is he technically still on our books, or is he gone? Because I think if he's technically on our books, it's not going to happen. But if he's not, it'd be interesting. I might. Roberto's one of those guys I probably would interview maybe in 18 months' time. Do you know what I mean? When the dust has settled, maybe people have moved on and stuff. Interesting. So remember Hugo Porfirio. Oh, we're gonna do this. We're gonna don't give away 2 ones because we'll do it on the last day of New Year's, last day of New Year's Day, New Year's Eve rather. We'll do a bucket list one. So we'll do it. Remember Hugo Porfirio, yeah. I've put feelers out to Hugo Porfirio. So we'll see, man. Blue, who played Dennis, is a West Ham fan. There you go. Sharon's son. I could probably get his details as well from Jake. Right, Sharon. Here we got Jerry O'Brien. Yeah, Shamrock Rovers. Yeah. No, Roberto, he's gone forever. Yeah, he's gone forever. He's the worst keeper ever. Your young son could do better. Rob. I've got a daughter, but Yeah, if I had a young son, who knows? Get Freddie Lundberg. Gold. It was moved. The club still pay a portion of his weight. Yeah, so I'll probably keep him quiet for a little bit. But anyway, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll put together like a wish list, and then we'll just see what we can do. We'll try it. We can only but try with these things. I mean, I never thought, in all honesty, that I was get Ray Winston sort of 6 months into the channel. That was the truth. I honestly thought, Chesney Hawks, Chris Akabusi, that was sort of my level at the moment in terms of where we were as a channel. By getting Ray Winston on, that potentially has moved us into another, you know what I mean, into another sort of category, so to speak. So, because you've always got that to show people. So if you're trying to contact people, go, and here's our interview with Ray Winston. You got Ray Winston on that, and then you then you lay it with other ones. It does make it quite compelling to people. Savio, God, could you imagine? Isn't he in prison? I thought Savio was in prison. I thought it was in prison, but anyway. Repka, not at the moment. Not at the moment. Thomas is going to come. He will come on eventually, but not at the moment. We have had correspondence, and even then, even when I'm not talking to like texting Thomas, I get like intimidated by him. Very intimidating man. Zola, we put feelers out for him as well. What made you do the YouTube stuff? Boredom, just pure boredom, to be honest, mate. Honestly, just pure boredom. One day I was sat in, and if you want to, John, if you go to the channel and look, and you go on the front page, there's the beginning, and it just talks about why I started doing it, and I recorded it in like a Marks and Spencer's car park in Brentwood, and it was just pure boredom, to be honest. It was during lockdown 1. There was no football, and I stumbled across an article on Wikipedia from on the West Ham official Wikipedia page, which basically said that in 2003 or something like that, they did a poll of 500 West Ham fans asking their dream 11, and I looked at it, and obviously, even a Millwall fan, you could probably guess our that dream 11. It was Moore, it was Brooking, it was Bonzo, Millwall legend. It was Phil Parks, but I'd never seen any of them play. There was a couple of I'd seen, like Julian Dix and people and Paolo, but and I thought that was like 20 odd years ago. So a lot has changed since then. A lot of players have come and have joined, have lost. We've lost again. They've come back. All these stuff. But lots of managers have changed and ownerships and stuff. So I thought, it might be something fun to do, and that just started off. And then I had a few people on there, and then it became this sort of. I think we're over 250 interviews now. To be honest, I've lost count. I'll be perfectly honest, I've lost count. And so 250 interviews. And yeah, no, it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy how it all just happened. Russ, are you going to do more themes like you did? Maybe. Like you used to do in the car park. Yeah, I used to do those themed 11s, like coming up with an 11. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe what we'll do is open up to you guys. So we'll so maybe like on a Friday or whatever, maybe do like a poll and say, and then I'll go off and do an 11, and why not? Or something like, I want to make it a bit more inclusive if we can, a bit more interactive. So rather than me just come up with an idea, someone else could come up with an idea, and then, like challenge Russ. That's a good idea. I can't have all these ideas that challenge Russ. So so you could do that, and then can you come up with an 11, which is X, and then I'll see what I can do. We'll call it Challenge Russ or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if you've mentioned this already, Russ, but saw that David Evans passed away on Christmas Day. No, I didn't. That's just terrible shame. Terrible shame. As you said, like knew and recorded for many, 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 many years. A lot of people unfortunately passed away. A lot of people were born as well. A couple of my friends had kids over the Christmas period on Christmas Day and whatnot as well. So terribly, what a shame. But Fredericks, the right back, has played for most of them anyway. It does seem like that, doesn't it? It does seem like, to be honest. I didn't go to prison. Okay. Did you have any luck contacting Johnny? No, I haven't, Jim, yet. Was it you that mentioned about Johnny Harris? If it is, yes, please. I've honestly, people are so generous with their help as well. We've got hopefully I've got to phone a few people, but we should be getting some older players as well. Everyone helps out. It's lovely. It's like they see, oh, what about this guy? What about this guy? And so and even like people go, I might interview someone. They go, oh, you should interview my mate Bob. He's a really good guy. He's been fans since the 50s or whatever. So yeah. Let's have a look what we got here. Do you know what? Older Roshan, he gets some good guys in there, doesn't he? With what's name? So Savio, I'll tap out Roshan and get him on. That'd be interesting. Denied the fake kidnapping in prison, but it's like with someone like Savio. What do we talk about? What do we talk about with Savio? We talk about why he joined West Ham, his time there. It wasn't like a massive, but then again, I've interviewed players who've probably played a lot less games than Savio, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, he came with such a pedigree, didn't he? Or apparent pedigree. Fredericks is quickly making the rounds of the London clubs, Jonathan. Yeah, he is. Fredericks, Don Hutchinson, even though they play for us, and they have, obviously Billy Bonds as well managing. So yes, do you like? Will you do any? Maybe not played West. Yeah. So what we try and do is we do. We do sort of the Miami's 11s. That's sort of the main thing. But what we do is we've branched out a little bit into this sort of all football. So we do this Russ Rambles. We've had like referees on. We had a couple of guys who wrote a book about black pioneers, about the first black players to play in each of the 92 league clubs. We've had a guy, Uncle Paco Craig, who is a professional trying to get a club at the moment. We hopefully will get on Ivor, the commercial director of AFC Wimbledon. So other football players, and we'll talk about their time. It won't obviously be West Ham related, but we try and do a few more of them next year if we can. Obviously, the West Ham ones is the easiest one because we've got more most to talk about. But yeah, we would talk if there's. I mean, John, if you anyone you want to suggest, hit me up, man, on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. And if you've got any suggestions, let me know, man. Why you join? Yeah, you could do. Yeah, I think it might be. Yeah, what went wrong? Maybe might be an interesting one. We'll see. Well, I mean, Teddy Sheringham played for West Ham, Jonathan, very successfully for West Ham. So maybe we'll try and get Teddy on. As I said, try and get Teddy on. I'd like to get Don Hutchinson on again. I saw it. I should have chatted to him. I saw him at the game last week. Well, I saw he was like over there, and I just never really. It's difficult. You don't want to approach people when they're working and stuff. Teddy's a good shout. Yeah, that's a good shout. Definitely a good shout. I mean, again, it's just a case of getting people involved, isn't it? I mean, it's really difficult because people's time and stuff like that. But we have a few, and I think after Christmas, I think people's diaries might become a bit emptier again. God forbid, if we go back into a national lockdown again, which could happen potentially, maybe. The way the tiering system's going, everyone's going up in tier 4 anyway soon, so you might as well just go to national lockdown and then it's a little bit more across the board, but who knows. Page showed up, Savio in trading. Well, I think by all accounts, Zola showed up everyone in trading. Yeah, his son. Yeah, he was. Les. I mean, there's loads. I mean, I'm not taking any notes down today. We're probably gonna do this again in about 3 days' time, anyway, or 2 days. 29th, 30th, 30 days, 31st. We'll probably do it again. And so, yeah, Steve Lomas managed Mills. He certainly did. Hopefully we'll get Lomi on. I want to get Lomi on anyway soon. It's all about having ins with people, isn't it? I've got an in with Lomi. So I want to try and exploit that. But yes, Shearer would be my dream. Yes, I would not get Alan. I don't think I'd get Alan Shearer on here. To be perfectly honest, I don't think he'd come on this show. To be perfectly honest, but who knows? Who knows? Stranger things have happened at sea, haven't they? I'm trying to figure out the context. Maybe what we can do. Maybe we'll look at. Who knows? Maybe next year. We've got the Miami's 11. Maybe I might move it out. Maybe you might we'll keep Miami's 11. That's the main bit. Maybe we'll do like an England 11. Who knows? Who knows? That's a great thing. You could just and then you can just try things. It don't work. It don't work. But I mean, it does branch itself out to other people, potentially. And I'd always find it's a bit different. But who knows, man? Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's interesting. That's the thing. Anyone, any ideas? Which we'll throw them up. You know what I mean? It's just the whole idea. This is it is like a community project, really. If anything works, then we'll keep it going. And yeah, I'd like to get more people involved in the channel as well if we can, in terms of maybe doing their own stuff as well, just because it just makes it easier. It's I'm sure there's a lot of people out there with a lot of really cool ideas. You just don't want to set their own channel up, or they don't want to do anything. So who knows? Sure. Does the club forbid you from? No, it's just more difficult, isn't it? Getting people who are current players on the show. Don't forbid them, but there's extra processes, isn't there? You have to go through the press office and stuff like that. Even we've had like people like Kate Longhurst, bless her. We had her on. That took ages to get through, from the West Ham women's, from the West Ham women's people. So, no, it's just. I mean, it's the current players. I think you've always got to be slightly cautious with that as well, because they're current players and there's current management and current. But whereas, with the older players, they've been around, they've done it before, and so it's just easier. You can talk more openly about it. They can tell you the stories. You don't get the full story, do you? You'll get you'll get the current team story, rather than when a player leaves, then they tell you the full story, which is great, which is more interesting for people. Was undercover. Yes, yeah, yes, Agent Lomas, wasn't it, at the time? Get Gary Lineker and ask him why he don't like us. All right, Gal, why don't you like us? Anyway, that concludes today's interview. Good luck. Yeah. I think there's certain places. I think there's certain people that, I mean, we don't like certain clubs. I don't like as well, to be fair. So yeah, Joe Hart. Now, Joe Hart would be a good shout. Will be a good shout. But again, when they're current players as well, because obviously he's currently at Tottenham as well, that's the tricky thing. It's when they're current players, because he won't be on a West Ham podcast and he plays for Tottenham. When he leaves, he'll be on a West Ham podcast. Do you know what I mean? It's slightly trickier. Joe will be a great. Joe Cole will be a great one. We know it's going to be a great one. He's doing some stuff with, what's he doing at the moment? He's in Dubai at the moment, isn't he? He's Maldives and Dubai with Bobby. They've got like a little, like, called Football Escape or something like that. I know Joe does like watch some of these, and I know Joe does because obviously on the Instagrams, when I post them up, I know Joe's looked at them, because you can tell who's looked at them. So I know he does look. And Joe, I'm going for you. I do want you on the channel one day, because I think you'll be absolutely amazing to talk to, and because he does stuff with Tom Davis as well, doesn't he? The Coral podcast as well, so you can talk about that. Wonky Finger, yeah, I want to get Wonky Finger on as well. But yeah, Steve, it's all getting sorted out after Christmas, man. Your shirt will be on its way. It'll be an Untuck It shirt. So it's a formal shirt. It's a dress shirt. It's not a West Ham shirt. It's Untuck It. You can check them out in the description. You can check out the website to get an idea of what they're going to look like. It's coming, Steve. I promise you. After Christmas, when all the sales die down and all the then we're doing it all. Phil still has to get his voucher. It's on the. Don't worry, Stephen. It's on the list. I will be doing it. Don't worry. I promise you, you'll be getting your shirt soon. Your daughter's kindly provided me with all the information now, and so I've got all the information, your shirt size and everything, man. Don't worry, we'll get there, man. As I said, I just wanted to get Christmas out the way now, and then we'll crack on, I promise you. So you'll get it in the new year, that's for sure. I always forgot Joe Hart. Yeah, I did as well. It's a shame, because he could have been such a good player for us, couldn't he? He scored a goal for us in the FA Cup final, Jamie. Yeah. Yeah, he did. Yeah. It's probably why he doesn't like us anymore now. But no, we'll do them on the New Year's Eve show. We'll do that. So we'll do like, if you could get anyone, if I could get you anyone on this channel, who would you get? And then everyone can just put all the names in. We'll get giggle, and we'll see. Maybe some votes, and see who's going to cut up top and whatnot. Be fun. Arnautovic and Payet. Could you imagine the snake special? Right. I've been warbling on for far too long today, guys, but I really, really appreciate everyone's time. Obviously, massive game tonight. Massive game today. When do I get my 5? You get 5? No, you get nothing. You get nothing. You have 29. You have 29 shirts on your wall. What actual like buttoned up shirts? Steve, do you have 29 buttoned up shirts on your thing? Do you? Yeah. Sacco, I've had a word. Waiting. Wally, you haven't got a shirt. Where's your shirt? Have you got a shirt? You haven't got a shirt coming, have you? No, you haven't, have you? Don't think so. I've got do I get Fro and Phil's? You've got a shirt, Carl. You just get it, or you just waiting for your shirt your wife got you. I think you're telling fibs. I think you're telling fibs. Oh yeah, yeah. We haven't got yes, you haven't got So as I said, you're not getting. It's not a West Ham shirt. It's a proper like buttoned up shirt from Untuckit. Just to say that, I don't you get disappointed, man, when it turns up and it's like, Paddy can't even play this shirt. It's from our sponsors, Untuckit. We're very generous, and they've given away a couple of free shirts. And Phil's got £250 voucher coming his way as well. So look, everyone trying their luck. Oh, I'll have a free shirt. Everyone's good. Anyway. Thanks, Lee. And thank you, everyone, for coming on. We've had a bit of a giggle. An hour has flown by without really trying today. So really, really appreciate everyone's time. Send my shirt to King Wally. No. I'm not sending it to Wally because it's a UK one as well. So, folk, you'll get one anyway. I'm going to send you one anyway just because, yeah. I won't put up Jonathan's quote, but you can have a look if you want. Just messing with me. I knew you just messed. I got worried then. Yeah, and the Sinclair shirt. Yeah, you got the Sinclair shirt, Phil. Yeah. You did well that day, didn't you? You got the Sinclair shirt, and you got the 250 voucher as well, didn't you? You did a good little double there, to be honest. Yeah, that shirt is coming. I'm waiting for Trev to send it through to me. When he sends me that shirt, man, I will whisk it off to you. I promise you. And as I said, once everything dies down at Christmas, then we'll sort everything. We'll sort it all out, so it's all good. Just Jamie. Jamie's been on. Jay's been on. Might watch the channel. He's probably a very busy man, to be honest, Jonathan, to be honest, which is why I don't show your comment because don't be demonetized. Christmas is over when he's no Christmas job. Although this is my Christmas present. One of my Christmas presents is a West Ham tracksuit, which is quite comfy. It's not too bad, but yes, lightning struck twice for Philip, which was very, very good at that event, which is good. We'll do some more of them this year as well. We'll do some more of the game shows as well, with some of the YouTubers on there as well. So we'll have some stuff coming up, so it'll be fun. Anyway, I hope everyone has a lovely rest of the day. Some of us longer than others in terms, for example, Wally and Sure Golden if he's still on here. But I hope everyone has a lovely day. Nice afternoon for those of us in the UK and Europe. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Massive game today. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to that. And until next time, from me, myself, you guys, take care, everyone. Wash those hands. Come with your irons. And I'll see you all again very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Much